this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything that there is to know about living in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, well, you've come to the right place. Click that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and smash that like button on the way in so you can be the first one to know about the current goings-on and all the logistical niceties of St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Now, my name's Garrett Hilton. We get calls, texts, emails every single day from people just like you looking for help on making their move to St. Louis Park, Minnesota, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 9 months or 9 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. We'd be happy to make your move to St. Louis Park a smooth one. Oh, and don't forget, all of our contact info is in the description below. All right, everybody, it's Garrett Hilton here. Let's get started because we got a lot of information to cover in a short amount of time to do it. So, as we stated right away in the beginning, we're going to let our fingertips do the walking and Google Maps do the talking. So we're already at Google Maps. I'm already sharing my screen with you. St. Louis Park is actually a village. It got established, I believe it was in 1886. But, fun fact, is that it didn't get its city status or become incorporated until 1954. Seems like a long time after, because it was actually a pretty built-up community because there's a ton of homes already in St. Louis Park. However, it's just fun. History is interesting. I enjoy reading about that kind of stuff. I think it's kind of cool. So when we're working together, y'all, I'm going to either be showing you houses or I'm going to be listing your home in St. Louis Park. One of the normal things that I do in the communities where I do have clients under contract is I will visit the local coffee spots. I'm a big coffee drinker. I really enjoy artisan coffees. You know, the bougie, white chocolate mochas, matcha tea lattes, and just love that stuff. Love. Great places to, in St. Louis Park is no exception. It's a great area to be going out and having coffee with friends, maybe on a Saturday morning. And we're kind of going to couple this one in with restaurants today because there's some cool tie-ins. Hope Breakfast Bar, another breakfast place. Honey and Rye, really good coffee shop. Really good coffee shop. Angel Food Bakery and Coffee Bar. It's another great one. It's right off Minnetonka Boulevard, right in the thick of everything. And tons of industry, tons of shopping, tons of fun, great areas to be able just to explore and enjoy. We've got parks in St. Louis Park. There's a golf course in St. Louis Park and a very established community of higher end homes and a good smattering, good collection of newer condo projects that are like 5 stories and above. And that are the type of places, you know, that like have restaurants and coffee shops and gyms and like nail places and whatever all along the main level. And then under that, they got parking. And then above it would have, you know, the apartments, condos, what have you. Yeah. So Monka Beans Coffee House, great one. Lake and Bryant Cafe. This is a place that has lunch. Again, afternoon coffees, great. Really nice flatware. It may seem that I'm just looking at the picture. No, they've just got really cool coffee cups when you're there to drink your coffee at the place. It's really cool. One of the places that I wanted to point out when just to kind of want to skip over to restaurants, because generally what I talk about is what's available and active on the market, but I want to talk about this first. Good Day Cafe. If you are a professional and you work for like a 3 or any like Allianz, oh my gosh, Apple Corporate, Home Depot Corporate, Target Corporate, Good Day Cafe right off 394 and Highway 100. Let's look at that. Let's take a look. This is what I wanted to show you. This place is absolutely massive, right? And so it would make you think that it's absolutely hustling and bustling and just nuts. And it is until about noon every single day, from like 6 a.m. to noon. It's crazy. And they've got like 30 wait staff minimum. It's just absolutely beautiful system. You show up, they get you your drinks, you get your coffee, they do your order, all your silverware is already there. Your meal comes, doesn't matter if you're just 1 or you're 20. The meals come so fast and the food comes so fast, so hot, so fresh, just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic breakfast place. One thing why I'm so impressed is that we went for a corporate breakfast with a real estate brokerage, and it was insane. There was like, I think we had like 13 people there, and we were all served within about a minute and a half of each other. It was crazy. And like all at the same time, like one half of the table was served and the other half, it was nuts. I was so impressed. So impressed. And like they had multitudes of other large tables that were there having the same experience. I think that's just absolutely second to none. That's just fantastic. It's really impressive. I think it's really, really impressive. Anyway, so St. Louis Park, great place for restaurants. Very, very big draw for that. All your other big box stuff like Menards, Home Depots, yeah. Got some really, really great dealerships that are in St. Louis Park. There's such a really diverse amount of things downtown. And the ever popular Excelsior Boulevard has a number of outdoor walking like not a mall, but kind of like a mall. It feels like a mall, like the shops on Nicollet or whatever in Minneapolis. It's much like that. The culture is walking. A lot of people getting exercise, going and doing shopping, going out to grab a cocktail, get a coffee. It's just got a really nice uptown, downtown type of a vibe. What really, if for me, as far as Excelsior Boulevard goes, what really created that was when, I think it was about 20 years ago, they started building these condo complexes that were mixed use. What does mixed use mean? Mixed use was like massive condo complex building, and then all these restaurants, nail places, dog groomers, like yoga places, like hot yoga places, all along the first floor of these condo buildings. And it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 condo complexes, and it's like they created essentially this large walkway where it was like bikes and skateboards, rollerblading, walking, but you can't drive a car. And so it's kind of like creating this neat market, just a melting pot of services, which I think is second to none. I just think that's super dope. And we can actually show you that right here. Excelsior runs from east to kind of going northeast, and I believe that's Calhoun. BD Makaska is BD Makaska. Anyways, this was called a different lake, but they've changed its namesake. However, very, very popular lake right on the west side of Uptown, and tons of industry around there. Lots of running all the way around this lake. There are diabetes walks, cancer walks, triathlons, just tons of cool community athletic events that happen in and around this area. There's, like electrical boat races, and they got like dinghy boat races. So like the little baby sailboats. So that's kind of cool. Some other neat stuff. You got kayaking, canoeing, competitive kayaking, or not kayaking, canoeing, outdoor stuff like that. And they've got, polar plunges during the winter, which is another fantastic thing to do. Of course, beautiful golf course. And I think it's just one of the major draws to this area. It's so close to the cities. It's right outside of downtown. It rolls right into Uptown. And so you're really, really connected, feeling really, really connected, like it's just an extension of the beautiful downtown Minneapolis. So I think it's just a really, really stellar community. I love showing houses in it. I think it's just totally fantastic and super fantastic, freaking awesome. I think it's awesome. Anyway, so let's get to it. What's available on the market, y'all? Here's a 4-bed, 2-bath for $429,000. This one is what? It was built in 1956. So about perfect. That's kind of the genre, mid-century modern. And these are homes that are much like South St. Paul, or not South Central St. Paul, and like South Minneapolis. They're older homes. They may feel a little more outdated, but it's because they're just so meticulously taken care of, because the real estate's so expensive in the area for the finished square footage and the finishes and stuff. That just trends. This is the area, and there's just a really, really great area as far as for valuations go. A little out, in my opinion, outdated cabinets, but not, because they're like pristine. They're like brand new. Kitchen has countertops on it, granite countertops, new windows, awesome. This is an area where there was a lot of radon, so the majority of the homes that you'll see have radon systems in them. If they don't, it's normally because you're buying an estate property, because generally with first-time home buyer financing, or in some cases even conventional financing, it's required that you would have to get a radon system put in because the radon levels were way too high. I actually have another video that I go into a full explanation about radon on that you can search down below when you go to my channel. Egress windows down in the basement. It's great. It's fantastic. Squeaky clean jelly bean. 429 grand. That's a good value at this price point. Yeah, it's pretty good value, especially in St. Louis Park. Let's go back up and we're gonna minimize this. Let's look at maybe a condo. That's a 1.5 story. It's 1.5 story. All these are 1.5 stories. Oh man. Here's one that's a little bit different. 400 grand, 1,100 square feet, built in 1968. Ooh, that's kind of a cool modern look. Yeah, mid-century modern. This is a split level. That's super beautiful. Super cool, man. Black trim. I can remember when that was a super no-no. That's no longer a no-no. Yard's in mint condition. Nice staircase. Got a 2-car tuck under garage. Electric fireplace. There's the TV. Fun. Good living spaces. Love that. House is in great shape next door. Cool lighting. Ooh, look at that cool lighting. Next one. Here's one that's actually sold active inspection. It was built in 1910 and it's listed for $700,000. It is sold contingent upon an inspection. Wow. Look at this one. What's 700 grand buy you? Ranch style. Dude, that place is immaculate. Gorgeous. So nice. I love that. Let's see what do we got on the next one. And the next one. Year built 2012. Oh, this is a little bit newer. Built in 2012. Wow, looks like it was built circa 1900. Oh my goodness. Place is ginormous. Wow. Dude, that's a library. A cool loft above. It's so neat. 4-season porch, dual sinks in the bathroom. Looks like it's got a couple of decks. Yep, it's got a couple of decks. It's got a rooftop deck, and it's got this lower deck that walks out right out to the garage. Cool. Got that hand-scraped flooring look. Fun. Original cabinets in beautiful shape. It's got a mud room. Nice powder room right off of the main hallway. Cool. Look at that. Beautiful home. Let's move on. A little bit about grocery stores in the area, because when you're living in the area, that's what you're going to be thinking about. These are the logistical niceties that you are going to have at your fingertips in the city of St. Louis Park. So let's talk about, well, we got right away, we got an Aldi, we got a Hy-Vee grocery store, we got Lunds and Byerly's. If you haven't heard of Lunds and Byerly's, they own Cub Foods in the Midwest. Cub Foods is the deal, along with like Walmart supercenters and such. In these really diverse areas, especially that are near downtown, you've got Fresh Time Market, which is 100% Whole Foods type of a grocery store. Trader Joe's, which Trader Joe's is just, they've got their own brand, and they self-brand everything, and I believe that they package everything in their particular warehouse. So they get the food in, they put it in a package where it's got their Trader Joe's name on it. So it's probably no different than the same stuff you're buying at like Cub Foods, except it doesn't have like O'Reilly or, let's see, I'm drawing a blank, Oscar Mayer, Kraft. Like, they don't have those brand names. They got everything Trader Joe's. Whole Foods Market's another one. Another kind of woo-woo crunchy granola type of place. Very holistic mindset. It's going to have a lot of artisan type of prepared foods there. West Side Market in Delhi, another good example of that. Kowalski's Market is a lot like, kind of like an upscale Cub Foods, which is a lot like Lunds and Byerly's, because like Lunds and Byerly's owns Cub Foods, and they catered to somebody looking for a more intimate, yet still have a very large grocery store, but a more intimate and like homey type of a setting. So that would be like carpeted floors, fancier dynamic lighting, so it's not just like 20-foot ceilings with big, huge fluorescent lights. All right, so let's move on. If you got kids, you're gonna need daycare. Let's talk about daycares. Mi Amigo Preschool in Golden Valley is a private school / daycare for younger children from grades 0, I believe 0 to 2. Second grade, I believe 0 to second grade. Let's verify that. Let's go on their website really quick. It's rated 5 stars by parents. Schedule a tour. Trusted preschool legacy. Just minutes from La Academia. And the Family Learning Center. Mi Amigos has been inspiring young learners through full Spanish immersion since 2001. In 2022, we brought our joyful family first approach to Chaska. Oh, so they have a second location. Oh, that's right, because they did a pros and cons down there too. Yep, that's a really, really great school. I love that. Super cool, man. Yeah. Top rated in 2024. Fantastic. So, teaching your kids Spanish and English at the same time. Yeah, buddy. Love that. All right. We already talked about breakfast places in the morning. We talked about Good Day Cafe. Well, we didn't talk about anything else. Yum Kitchen and Bakery is another one. Super great breakfast place. Honey and Rye, just like I mentioned, like for coffee. Great place to go get breakfast. The Block Food and Drink in St. Louis Park. It's more of like an afternoon. Get cocktails. Maybe have some apps. Ed's Kitchen. Hometown home-cooked meals. Great. Hazelwood Food and Drink. Another great one. Been around forever and ever and ever. Super good classics and really good wait staff. Excellent, advanced, and developed culinary skills kitchen. So, you know, when you order something, it tastes like and sounds like and seems like that you got what you ordered without any question. It's very, very well executed meals that they make. Fat Nat's Eggs. This is a great one to talk about. This one's actually located in New Hope, but Fat Nat's Eggs is kind of a you buy the name type of a franchise. And however, you could be just basically an owner operator. You do all the cooking and then you hire a couple of wait staff to take care of things. And it's just a place that's going to have like, the spinny stools with the one counter that wraps all the way around one side of the restaurant, like where the register is. And then they have a moderate amount of seating and just a much lower price point for what it would cost at breakfast. Bunny's Bar and Grill, great for dinner. Awesome drink specials throughout the week. And this is a big, awesome sports bar. And there's a lot of well-to-do folks that wind up showing up there. And some of our more local celebrities show up at Bunny's Bar and Grill. It's kind of the place to be, especially over there. Edina Grill, great one. Loop West End. Let's see. Yep. And that's right in St. Louis Park. Another great one. Breakfast Club Minneapolis, Dover Restaurant and Bar. Dover's a good one. And the Kenwood too, because Kenwood's more finer dining. Yard House, the Block Food and Drink. I think we already talked about that in St. Louis Park. Waterbury Restaurant. Haven't we mentioned? Mill Valley Kitchen, 4.6 stars. There you go. For Californian dieting, baby. Whew. Man, I'm full. After that, let's talk about religious centers, shall we? As usual in the state of Minnesota and the Midwest, we were founded with Judeo-Christian teachings. So the vast majority of religious education centers are going to be Judeo-Christian. So you have like Methodist, Lutheran, Catholic, and then of course, expanding from that point, when an area becomes more diverse and I mention it in every video, is generally when you start seeing like 100% Spanish Christian church. It's a very, very diverse area, and they cater to a number of religions. Giving in Grace's at Souls Harbor, Slavic Church of the Light, Spirit of Christ Community Lutheran Church, so as I mentioned before, Park Community Church, another one, Park Harbor Church. That's an Assemblies of God church, so that's going to be Judeo-Christian teaching. Gospel of Grace, another one. Sar Shalom is going to be a Messianic synagogue, and another Catholic church here. Catholic Church, non-denominational. Speak the Word Church International is non-denominational, so it's rooted in Judeo-Christian teachings. However, they haven't they're in the genre of non-denominational. ICCM Life Center, that's a great one. You got STEP Springhouse Ministry Center, which is great. There's a ton of outreach type of groups in St. Louis Park. Let's talk about shopping. Like I talked about in the beginning, the shops at West End. Oh my Lanta! Such great shopping. Really cool vintage boutiques with vintage clothing, vintage goods, selling antiques. You can do a lot of antiquing in St. Louis Park. Miracle Mile Shopping Center, another great one. Just a good steady Eddie type of a strip mall. The Shops at Knollwood. Shops at Knollwood's nice. So it's like an outdoor from back in the 60s and 80s, the big massive malls, like an outdoor walk around outside mall with all these storefronts. Opitz Outlets, no different. Knollwood Village, same thing. Shopping Mall. Texatonka Shopping Center is another one that is more of a cultural nature. Park Place Plaza. I've probably been there, I just don't remember it in this moment. The Annex, Nordic Wear Factory Store. Have no idea what that means, but Nordic Wear sounds like blue eyes and blonde hair to me. But whatever, what do I know? Dog parks, a lot of fur babies. A lot of fur families in St. Louis Park, lots of areas. You got Dakota Dog Park. Where's that? There it is. You've got Cedar Knoll Park. And these are large areas where you can take Fido the Golden Retriever and toss the Frisbee and let them get exercise with other dogs. In many cases, Lake of the Isles Dog Park. That's what that is. Yeah, there's Lake Harriet. Lake Calhoun, which is up here. Yeah. So you've got plenty of stuff to be able to do outside, and there's lots and lots of organizations that are always offering services and boating or kayaking or canoeing type of experiences. Let's talk about schools. Another good one. St. Louis Park's fantastic for the public schools, really high marks, great for hospitals. You're right over by the Robbinsdale. What is that? I think it's Unity Hospital over in Robbinsdale. Really, really great hospital systems over in this area. And you're really, really close to like Minneapolis Children's Hospital and Breast Cancer Institute and stuff. So there's just a lot. There's a lot, right? Okay, there's a lot. And one of my favorite things about St. Louis Park, just because I love shopping right around Christmas time, is that they decorate the entire neighborhood and all of these mall type of areas, and they do such a beautiful job during the holiday season, like for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all that and super great. During the summer, you've got, I think there's 2 or 3 farmers markets that are within the city limits of St. Louis Park. I do know there is one that's open every single Sunday during the summer. I'm not sure like when it starts and when it closes as far as for the end of the year after harvest, and we can talk about that more. Just shoot me a comment below and I can have your email address and I can send that information off to you. And with that, I think that's it for St. Louis Park. I would love the opportunity to be able to show you homes, so come on down and come hang out with us. We'll show you some houses, and if you're looking to be able to list and sell your property, I'm your guy. Would love the opportunity to do so. We are specialists in this area in St. Louis Park. Hey everybody, Garrett Hilton one last time here. Thank you so very much for watching the video all the way till the end, because we understand and we appreciate that your time is yours and yours alone. Make sure to click that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and smash that like button on your way out. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. You stay classy.